Hello, Sentinels fans, and welcome to Episode 3 of Sens Rewind, the weekly summer series where we look back on the most meaningful and memorable games from last season. Today, we head back out to Port Huron for the second straight week where the Indiana Sentinels tick off another first against their hated rival Port Huron Prowlers by picking up their first series sweep in franchise history. The Sentinels came into the weekend after a split in Watertown the week prior, where they lost the opening game 5-1, but responded nicely with the 6-2 win the next day. We start out late in the first, the Sentinels down 2-0, but on the power play. Some great board work here from Nolan Dawson, winning that battle and getting the puck to the blue line. Sweeps that one home upstairs for his second goal of the season. Gets rewarded with some hard work along the wall and sends the Sentinels into the locker room with a little momentum. Halfway through the second period, Ethan Esposito on a breakaway goes 5-hole on Reed Cooper, ties the game up at 2. That was a perfect pass in the neutral zone from Denver Craig. That set the whole play up, and Espo buried his fourth on the campaign. Aaron Shaheen doing what he does best by standing up for his teammates. Drops the gloves here with Nick Favaro and won the battle with plenty of uppercuts left to spare. He gets the upper hand, pun intended, on Favaro, beats him down to the ground, and the officials have to step in and save Favaro from an Aaron Shaheen beatdown. That fight gave the Sentinels an added boost as just a few minutes later on the power play, Sentinels moving it around the horn. Ends up going below the goal line, and the Prowlers on a failed clearing attempt, just a terrible turnover, goes right to Ethan Esposito. Denver Craig cleans up the rebound to give the Sentinels their first lead of the game. 3 unanswered goals from the Sentinels, and they show their resolve early in the season. That's something that will continue to pop up as the year went along. With a tie game in the third period, the Prowlers push on a nice rush. And a huge save here from John Werber with the left toe, kicks it out, leads to a breakaway chance the other way. Ivan Panovanov just out of the box, upstairs. He doesn't miss, goes top shelf to give the Sentinels a 4-3 lead. That is a dream scenario for any guy coming out of the penalty box, getting a breakaway where it's just you and the goaltender. That doesn't happen often, and Panovanov made the best of it. 4-3 lead would hold for the rest of the game, with the Sentinels picking up their most impressive win to date. Down 2-0 early in the first, they're able to chip away and chip away and chip away and pull out the victory from the Port Huron Prowlers. John Werber picks up his second win of the season, his first career FPHL win, coming the game before against the Watertown Wolves. This one comes on a 26 save effort. So now the Sentinels have a chance to do something that they had not yet been able to complete at this point of the season, and that's getting a weekend sweep. They get off to a real hot start just 2 minutes into the game, with Denver Craig staying white hot. He gets his 4th goal in the last 5 games. He creates a turnover here in the neutral zone. He's able to cause some confusion. Ethan Esposito unable to get the shot on net. Puck comes out to the blue line, and where does Denver Craig go? Right to the front of the net. Gets the redirect, goes upstairs, and gives the Sentinels an early 1-0 lead. Not even 2.5 minutes into the first period. Later in the first, we're 4-on-4, and the Sentinels win a faceoff. Denver Craig has the puck at the blue line and just throws a seeing eye shot on net that fools Bailey Huber. Goes upstairs, and the Sentinels get a 2-0 lead. That's one of those situations where when you're hot, and everything is going in, and Denver Craig was scorching hot at this point. Moving on to the second period, where the Sentinels showcasing some of their precision puck movement on the power play, moving around nicely, causing some confusion in the offensive zone. Panovanov gets it at the blue line. He lets it go. couple of screens in front. Esposito and at the hash marks. Horn right at the front of the net, and Zach Horn gets credit for the goal, his second of the season. And the Sentinels find themselves up by 3 early in the second period. The Prowlers would not go away quietly, however. Down by 2, they pressure in the third period, but John Werber, take a look at that save. Incredible split-second reaction there with the right pad. Take a look at the replays. He stopped the first one through a screen. That's impressive enough, but then picking up where that rebound had gone, reacting in no time and able to get that right pad out to make the save, and having the presence of mind as well after the fact to pin those legs together, making sure it doesn't squeak through. His brilliance kept the Sentinels ahead, and Ashton Colazzo puts the icing on the cake, an empty netter to make it 4-2. A great weekend for the Sentinels, a huge weekend sweep, and doing it against their hated rival made it so much better. John Werber wins his 3rd straight game, making 42 saves on the way to victory. And the Sentinels scoring 3 power play goals on the weekend. You see a little Reggie Millette meltdown. But Denver Craig paved the way for the Sentinels with 5 points, 3 goals, and 2 assists. Ethan Esposito following closely behind with 1 goal and 3 assists on the weekend. Tune back in next week as we get back to the Ham and meet up with the Watertown Wolves in search for the very first win in franchise history on home ice. We'll see you then.